The Senate of Nigeria has rejected the motion seeking a political solution to free the leader of the proscribed indigenous peoples of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, from detention at the Department of State Service, DDSS. It also reached a resolution calling for the extradition of a self-acclaimed leader of the separatist group, Simon Èkpá, from his base in Finland to face charges for his sit-at-home calls and inciting trouble in Nigeria's southeast. Our National Assembly correspondent Omo Bazwai has more on this.
Simon Èkpá, a self-styled leader of separatist group Indigenous People of Biafra, has been passing several orders from his base in Finland to his followers, establishing a strict sit-at-home order in Nigeria's southern states. In the absence of Nnamdi Kanu, crippling commercial activities in the region. On Wednesday, the activities of Èkpá and his gang finally caught the attention of the Senate, following a motion by Imo West Senator Osita Isinazo. Isinazo's motion was co-sponsored by all other 14 senators from the southeast, inviting Nigeria's federal might to end the rascality of Simon Èkpá and his band of outlaws in the region.
The Senate is aware that thousands of innocent lives have been lost since this action of sit-at-home in the southeast started, and properties worth over $1 trillion have been destroyed, which has resulted in investors leaving the region.
2023. Efforts by the governors of the 5 southeastern states have achieved little to no end in the terror activities of Èkpá and his men. Kanu was extradited from Kenya in 2021 after he jumped bail in Nigeria, alleging threats to his life by Nigerian security forces. On October 2022, Justice Binta Nyako of the Federal High Court struck out 8 out of the 15-count charge earlier brought against Kanu by the Nigerian government. The appellate court ordered his release on account of his unlawful extradition from Kenya to Nigeria to face terrorism charges. But the Supreme Court overturned the decision of the Federal High Court, leaving Kanu in detention since then.
The Senate of Nigeria has rejected the motion seeking a political solution to free the leader of the proscribed indigenous peoples of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, from detention at the Department of State Service, DDSS. It also reached a resolution calling for the extradition of a self-acclaimed leader of the separatist group, Simon Èkpá, from his base in Finland to face charges for his sit-at-home calls and inciting trouble in Nigeria's southeast. Our National Assembly correspondent.
Now, based on this video you watched, the news from Arise Television, now I want you to understand that our people are the ones doing themselves. Tomorrow, we keep on complaining about the Fulani and the Hausas, the way they cooperate, the way they come in synergy and work together to achieve their evil things against our people. But yet, we continue to create factions among ourselves. Now, the news coming to us, this evening is that Ohanaeze Igbo hails Simon Èkpá's extradition as victory for Southeast. Now, this is Ohanaeze Igbo. Forget about the fact that they have failed Igbo. They failed us in every ramification, in every way. Ohanaeze Ndoshin and Apari has failed us. Now, but I want you to understand something. This is a group that is meant to protect the interests of Igbo. In quote, Ohanaeze Igbo is the Igbo group that is meant to protect the interests of Igbo, just like Arewa community, Arewa group and the rest of the group, Oduduwa and the rest of them. Now, you can never see the Arewas come out to deny their people. Have you ever seen them denying these bandits, these herdsmen? In as much as we know what the atrocities these people are causing in every part of, the land, Arewa can never deny their people. But it is not Ohanaeze Igbo. Ohanaeze Igbo is easily carried. They are easily being maneuvered. They are easily being, bribed into doing what, their paymasters want them to do. Now, let us read the news. First of all, I've said this over and over again. It's as if it's now a song that I keep on singing. Anytime I'm dropping a news, I'm talking about the fact that Simon Èkpá can never be extradited. Go and mark my word. If Simon Èkpá eventually gets extradited, that will be the end of Finland. It is going to cost them a lot. When I mean a lot, first it's going to bring down their their economics. The economy is going to drop it massively, and I'm going to give you the reason why in the next video I'll be dropping. Now, the news. Ohanaeze Igbo hails Simon Èkpá extradition as victory for Southeast. Hi. The Apex Igbo Social Cultural Organization Ohanaeze Igbo has welcomed the Finnish court's verdict approving the extradition of Biafran agitator Simon Èkpá Njoku to Nigeria. Now, let me clear that. Finnish court has not given any verdict on the extradition of Simon Èkpá. We still continue with the news. The development is seen as a significant triumph for the Southeast region, marking a crucial step towards restoring peace and dignity. In a statement signed by the Deputy President General Mazi Okechukwu Isi Guzoro, Isi Guzoro, Isi Eguzoro ya at all. Isi Guzoro, Isi ya Adi Guzoro. Let's continue. Isi Guzoro, the national spokesman, Chief Thompson Ohia, and the rest of them commended the federal government, particularly the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Gwabim Musa, the National Security Advisor, Malam Nuhu Ribadu, and the Minister of State for Defense, Dr. Bello Matawale, for their tireless effort in combating criminality and insecurity in the region. The organization noted that Èkpá's orchestrated campaign of terror, including the enforcement of an illegal sit-at-home, according to them, directive and violent incursions against innocent lives in Southeast, has caused immense harm to the communities and led to significant socio-economic disintegration. This same Isi Guzoro has failed to come out to speak concerning the incessant spying. The spyings we've been seeing here and there by these so-called Musa CDS men, terrorist men. This same Isi Guzoro hasn't said anything in particular concerning what is happening, the wanting spying that is happening in Biafran land based on the headers, causing all kind of mayhem. But let us still continue. These people are just hypocrites and psychophans, but let's continue. Ohanaeze Igbo emphasized that Èkpá's prosecution would serve as a deterrent to individuals or groups engaged in unauthorized armed conflicts or terrorism within the Southeast. The group lauded President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, their paymaster. This is what you get from these people. All they want is for their paymasters to continue to praise them. Yet, they continue, to speak ill of the only people who are fighting for the freedom of our people. It is so shameful. But meanwhile, what can we say? But reacting to all this, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has something to say. A very important information as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu celebrates, the unity of Biafrans, dropping a very important message from the DSS dungeon.
Breaking news. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu speaks from DSS custody about Igbo unification. Hails Nnamen TV for great achievement. Here are the news in details. Wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, you are welcome once again to Biafra Unite channel /television this very moment. Today's date is 25th of April 2025, and I have a video clip and information from Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, from the DSS custody for every one of you listening to my voice right now from wherever you are all over the world. Biafrans and lovers of freedom, I want you to pay very good attention to this very news, because it's very, very important. I can assure you, my people, Nnamdi Kanu has sent a message, a very powerful message, and I want every one of you to pay attention. Then I have a certain video, but first of all, before that very video will be played, I want to read this information from the official and verified X handle of Barrister Loye Jimaka, the special counsel to Nnamdi Kanu, and then the confirmation video will follow. But before moving straight into the full details of this very news, I want you to take the number on your screen, which is inquiry number for Finland protest for the release of Mazi Simon Èkpá. Please call for all inquiries and all details concerning this very protest, plus 358 40 243 6561. This is the official number for all people who will be attending this protest on the 9th of May 2025 in Helsinki, Finland, strictly for the release of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Èkpá. So every other thing you want to know, please contact this very number and all the details will be made available to you. So moving straight into the news, Barrister Loye Jimaka visited our leader today at the DSS custody in Abuja, and this is what Nnamdi Kanu himself has to say. I'm not going to analyze anything. I'm going to read it in full and then play the video for you. So stick around, pay attention till the very end of this very broadcast. And according to the barrister, he said, update / public briefing note. From the legal team of Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. Date, April 25, 2025. Subject, progress of Unify Igbos Now initiative and acknowledgement of Igbo unity efforts. Today, we conducted our routine visitation to our client, Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, and we are honored to convey his message to the public regarding the remarkable strides made by the Unify Igbo Now initiative in Ebanke, Edo State, and the broader movement to strengthen Igbo unity, identity, and cultural pride across Nigeria. Nnamdi Kanu has expressed profound gratitude and optimism for the achievements of the Unify Igbos Now initiative in Ebanke, Igbakere, which he describes as just the beginning of a transformative journey toward Igbo unity and self-assertion. He firmly believes that with the divine guidance from Chukwokike Abiyama, God Almighty, greater accomplishments are on the horizon for the Igbo nation. Key points Nnamdi Kanu has instructed us to highlight include growing Igbo boldness and cultural pride. Nnamdi Kanu commends the increasing courage of Igbos across Nigeria in embracing and asserting their origin, ancestry, and cultural heritage. This resurgence of pride is a testament to the resilience of the Igbo people in the face of historical and ongoing challenges. Vindication of IPOB's vision. IPOB's long-standing commitment to recognizing and uniting Igbos across the 13 states of the Southeast, South-South, and Middle Belt has been vindicated. Despite past vilification, the success of initiatives like Unify Igbos Now underscores the correctness of IPOB's inclusive approach to Igbo identity, which transcends artificial geopolitical boundaries. Acknowledgement of Ohanaeze and Igbo's support. Nnamdi Kanu warmly acknowledges the congratulatory message from Senator John Azota Mbata, President General of Ohanaeze and Igbo worldwide. To our Igbo brothers and sisters in Ebanke, this gesture reinforces the collaborative spirit needed to advance the collective interest of Ndi Igbo. Appreciation for Nnamdi TV. Nnamdi Kanu extend heartfelt thanks to the team at Nnamdi TV for their tireless and impactful work on the ground. Their efforts have been instrumental in countering attempts by detractors to sow division and weaken the Igbo nation. Their dedication to truth and unity has helped ensure the success of the Unified Igbos Now initiative. Divine gratitude. Above all, Nnamdi Kanu gives glory to Chukwu Okike Abiama, the God of the Igbo race, for guiding and sustaining the effort to unite and strengthen the Igbo. He remains confident that divine providence will continue to lead the Igbo nation toward a future of unity, prosperity, and self-determination. Nnamdi Kanu calls on all Igbos, both at home and in the diaspora, to remain steadfast in the pursuit of unity and to resist any effort to divide or marginalize the Igbo nation. He urges continued collaboration among Igbo organizations, leaders, and communities to build on the success achieved thus far. We, as Nnamdi Kanu's legal team, reaffirm our commitment to advocating for his unconditional release and the broader cause of justice and freedom for the Igbo people. We also echo his call for unity and resilience, confident that the collective effort of Ndi Igbo will yield a brighter future. Signed, Aloy Ejimako, ESQ, Special Counsel to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on behalf of the legal team. So, there are some words here which Barrister Aloy Ejimako, used in order to send his message. But I don't want to analyze anything. Let it be the way it is. The issue here, or the truth of the matter here, is that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has sent a powerful message to the Igbo nation worldwide. Whether you are from Ebanke, or you are from Ikwere, you are from Abo, you are from Iseluku, wherever you come from, Obi Igbo, we are all Ndi Igbo. We are all Igbo people, at least. Now, on we chogo some fools, some people who have been gossiping are now, silenced, since the President General of Ohanaeze criminals is from Ikwere, land. A brother of Nyesom Wike is the current President General of Ohanaeze Ndi Igbo. Yes, so at least some of them are now shut, their mouth are closed now. I don't know how Nyesom Wike will now explain again that they are from Bini, when his brother is the overall President General of Ohanaeze Ndi Igbo. You understand? So we are all one people. I don't want to analyze anything. Let me just play the video for all of you to watch and understand the effort that Nnamdi TV and his team have put in order to achieve this greatness that made Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to recognize them and applaud them, even from the DSS dungeon. So thank you, my people. Watch the video. Tosalo Numozia, Kona Poto, and make it go viral.
Igbo Ndabi ekene munu. Igbo Delta State ekene munu. Igbo Rivers ekene munu. Igbo niile, Igbo gburugburu ekene munu.
So ihe anyị ji bịa ebe a ka anyị gwa ndị Igbo. Igbo bụ ofu. Ka Igbo bịa kọta ọnụ. Ihe anyị na-ebe n'ọnụ maka na ihe atọji ale. Wa akpa ale dị mma. Ya dị sinelicha akụkpa ma.
But ebe a gabụrụ asị m ka ọ dịkwala anyị ma dịrị ha nwe mma.
Alụ ka anyị kwa ndị ka anyị. Ka anyị lezi anya. Ka anyị lezi anya. Ka anyị lezi anya.
With different dialects, one language and one culture, the Igbo, one of the major tribes in Nigeria, are in the southeast, south-south and north-central regions of the country. The regional and state divides have made it difficult for the Igbo to work together to achieve common goal. Worried by this scenario, an Igbo socio-cultural organization with the name Unified Igbo Now convened a conference in Asaba, Delta State capital.
Once I traveled from Onitsha to Asaba on the Niger Bridge, I could feel how our ancestors crossed each side to build another settlement. And I said to myself, if the river wasn't a barrier to our ancestors, why us? Why would we be demarcated by artificial nomenclature like Southeast, South-South, and North-Central? I bet people who weren't deterred by natural barriers wouldn't be caged and divided by artificial ones. To unify with our brothers and sisters across Niger and fashion one Igbo family has been the battles of our ancestors. And as the river flows, so shall the unity flow with it. But one way to achieve this is by listening and answering the calls of our ancestors.
The group says it is disturbing that Igbo-speaking communities have forgotten that before the regional demarcations done by the colonial masters, the Igbo people have existed as one tribe with one culture.
Deny ndo Igbo kpọrọ deny na ma bụrụ ịdị n'etiti Igbo niile. O je bụ na ịbịa na Nigeria taa, achị ikewu ihe ya bịara Igbo ebe ọ dị mma. Ịnụ ka a na-asị na Anambra, Imo, Abia, Ebonyi na Enugu so ha nwawu ndị Igbo enwe na Nigeria. Ije na news house ịnụ ka a na-asụ mainstream Igbo. Asụsụ a niile ọ dị deceptive. Eji wee wete system a na-akpọ divide and rule. Ka iwepụ ya n'ime anyị ka anyị nwike na-afụ onwe anyị asị nwanne. A na-asị mainstream Igbo. Igbo bụ Igbo, nwere Igbo karịa Igbo. Igbo niile bụ gịnị? Igbo.
Amazina nke ọ ga-esi bụ na ndị nke anyị ga-asịzi na anyị bụzi na ndị Igbo. Anyị na Igbo bụ ofu. Ọ dị dịka ile na eze ya ma nwee ike wepụ nwa na-abịa n'ime ọnụ. N'ọka anyị na ndị Igbo si dị. Enwe m ụmụnne na Mbaise. Ikwe ga-eji na-aza ụbụlụ wee na-azazi maka onuwe asụ ụvụrụ. Enwe m ụmụnne na Ebonyi steeti wee na-azazi ụbụrụ. Anyị nwa na-akpụ ụbụlụ. Mana enye niile chani ofu ụbụlụ tri nwa mkpụ afa ka ọ bụ. Ya ka anyị niile chasi buni.
This one is not real Igbo. This one is fake Igbo. I'm pleading this medium for everybody to please, when you see a banker man, recognize him as a full Igbo person.
Anya bụ kita na ka anyị jikọọ ọnụ. Onweghị etu anyị ga-esi ga-enwe prosperity na anyị jikọọ ọnụ na gịnị na omenala.
We are out to partner with them, to partner with you, to partner with every other Igbo organizations. Name of ma. Maka na ọ dịlebe anyị mma, ọ dịla anyị nchani mma.
If you don't know your culture, you are a fulefu, as the Igbo people say. More than when Nasu Igbo Fuma, maka na been Nansuka for a very long time. So you have to look at your culture very well and try to identify yourself. Onye na-enwere identity, onye anara.
The conference was attended by members of Igbo-speaking communities in Kogi State, Edo State, Rivers State, Cross River State, as well as Igbo-dominant states of Delta, Anambra, Enugu, Imo, Abia, and Ebonyi states.
When I want the Igbo biko, no dying of that. When you want to do I am an egwu, she is in a cat with you. When you are a honor, Ramakan or Dan or that. Onye ma ihe oge etinye n'ọnọdụ a etinye. Onye egburu maka ọnọdụ a ọ ga-eje n'igwe ọ ga-eje ọkụ mmụọ. Maka ọ ka e wee mee ka Igbo bụrụ otu. Maka tribes ndị ọzọ bụ otu. Anyị ga-abụkwu n'otu.
This conference is meant to unify, first of all, with the proponents, people who are especially from the identity affected areas in Igbo land. We are talking about the Ukwani, the Ikwere, the Echioba, Ika, Ibanke, and the rest of them. So in order to have an agreement, in order to work together for the interest of the unification of Igbo.
The reason why we are doing this to make sure that Igbo are together to defeat our political wars, to defeat the identity crisis that has been with us from onset.
Highlight of the conference was the conferment of chieftaincy title to the conveners of the conference. The group later paid a condolence visit to the palace of Asabe of Asaba over the demise of the monarch.
Breaking news. Nnamdi Kanu goes global. Rights world powers as federal government of the zoo unleash massive media blackmail against his upcoming court appearance. Here are the news in details. Wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, you are welcome once again to Biafra Unite channel /television this very moment. Today's date is 24th of April 2025, and I have some video clip and information from Nnamdi Kanu to every one of you listening to my voice right now from wherever you are all over the world. Biafrans and lovers of freedom, I want you to pay very good attention to this very news, because it's very, very important, I can assure you, my people. Nnamdi Kanu has mandated his lawyers to write word powers asking them for unbiased investigation into the state-sponsored terrorism against the indigenous people of Biafra. According to the tweet by Barrister Aloyo Jimak, I'm going to read this very news from his official X account, and after that, I will show you some video clips. Remember the title that says, "As federal government of the zoo unleash massive media blackmail against his upcoming court appearance." Because it's in the public that the world has started speaking up against the incarceration of Nnamdi Kanu, against his abduction in Kenya, his rendition to the zoo, and subsequent incarceration in a solitary confinement in the DSS dungeon in Abuja. So right now, without further ado, let us read in details before playing the video for you. According to Barrister Aloyo Jimak, he said, "Update on Nnamdi Kanu's case. Today, April 23rd, which was of course yesterday, 2025, Nnamdi Kanu met with his legal team to address the Nigerian government's alleged attempts to manipulate public opinion ahead of his trial on April 29, 2025. To manipulate public opinion. Are you getting it? To manipulate public opinion. And this public opinion that they are trying to manipulate is not the zoo public, not Nigerian public opinion. No, but the international public opinion. That's why they are making videos here and there, trying to blackmail his court appearance, because the world has started speaking up against his abduction in Kenya, extraordinary rendition to the zoo, and his illegal incarceration in a solitary confinement in the DSS dungeon in Abuja. So they are using the videos which I will be playing for you moving forward after when I'm done reading from Barrister Aloyo Jimak to manipulate the international public opinion against Nnamdi Kanu, for them to continue to keep him in the custody. The same thing they are using our fellow Igbo people to do against Mazi Simon Èkpá in Finland. Are you getting me? Are you paying attention? Because the days ahead is not clear as I'm speaking to you. Now, according to the barrister, he said, to address the Nigeria government's alleged attempts to manipulate public opinion ahead of his trial on April 29, 2025. April 29, which is few days from today. Onyendu MNK highlighted concerns over deliberate effort to falsely link the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB to fabricated raids in Imo and Anambra. You all understand the video that Nnamdi Kanu himself is talking about. Remember, a couple of weeks ago, there's a viral video that showcased where, a lot of skulls were dumped in a certain place. A place that is fenced, a farmland fenced and gated. And if you watch that video, I don't want to play that video on this platform because it might go against YouTube rules. You see that video went viral, especially on X, formerly Twitter, where some group of armed DSS with some people from Osu Hitokwa and Osumohu were parading themselves around that very compound, showcasing the scores, mentioning IPOB, mentioning Eastern Security Network, just to blackmail Nnamdi Kanu. Are you paying attention? There is nothing else, just to blackmail him, because we all know that, first of all, Eastern Security Network does not have any camp in Osu Hitokwa. No single camp of ESN in Osu Hitokwa. And it did not end there. ESN is no longer on existence. As I'm speaking to you, Eastern Security Network has ceased to exist long ago. Long ago. But that does not mean that the personnel of the Eastern Security Network have been wiped away. No. These members of Eastern Security Network were transformed into what we have today as Biafra Liberation Army. Igwe Butuzo was a member of Eastern Security Network. Yes, Commander Gentle was a member of the Eastern Security Network. But the moment Biafra people formed a government, you cannot operate a government with an ordinary security, vigilante group. No. They were converted into the Liberation Army, which is the right thing to do. And anybody still telling you about ESN, whether they are DOS or Nigeria Media, or Nigeria DSS, Nigerian Army, or whosoever, anybody who still mention ESN is strictly doing that to blackmail Nnamdi Kanu, because they know that ESN is no longer on existence. Everybody is aware of it. They all know, because all the members of ESN, they follow, especially the commanders, because when commanders stand, then their subordinate follows. They all know, all of them, all the commanders and their subordinates were all into Biafra Liberation Army. None of them is left behind, apart from those that resigned when they realized that DOS have sold them out. Yes, this is, I am telling you the gospel truth. Tell us where is their camp. So in the Osun that we are talking about, there is no camp of ESN. We have Mother Valley, which the zoo is aware. I am not exposing anything they know is in the public. And the Mother Valley belongs to the Biafra Liberation Army, not the Eastern Security Network. So when they say ESN, they are using it to blackmail Nnamdi Kanu, because they know that Nnamdi Kanu has no hand in the formation of the Biafra Liberation Army. They know this. And Biafra Liberation Army is strictly for the defense of the Biafran people and Biafra land. Nothing else. Nothing more, nothing else. The only army that commit terrorism, aid and abet terrorism, is the Nigerian army, because they are the only one that disarm people and allow the Fulani herdsmen terrorists to move in and commit genocide. It's only the Nigerian army and police. Who else? Who else does it, if not these two organizations? The Biafra Liberation Army is the People's Army. Now, according to the lawyer, Barrister Ejimako, he continued. He said, describing these as state-sponsored tactics to deflect attention from global campaigns for his release. In response, Kanu has instructed his lawyers to formally engage the United States and the European Union to conduct an impartial investigation into the wave of state-sponsored insecurity in Southeast. We remain committed to truth and justice. Free Nnamdi Kanu. So this is from Barrister Ejimako, and I hope the message is very, very clear to those who are listening. Now, I want to play for you some of the video. In fact, I just want to play one video for you to see what the zoo federal government is doing, using our own people just to blackmail one man. And these people they are using are fully aware that they are being used to blackmail their own savior. What an irony. What an irony. They are fully aware that they are being used to blackmail their savior, a man who has come to save them from the Fulani conquest of their motherland. They know, fully aware, but because of the money that has given to them by the state and federal government, they have found it very, very imperative, necessary to blackmail their own savior. It doesn't matter if they perish in the next couple of years. Hey, chai, Ogene Ndibani, Alumelo, my people. Now, this is one of the videos. I want you to take your time and watch this video. Pay attention, my people. I have something to say.
So that all the houses in the compound were burnt down. Only one place he managed to fix recently, because he decided, I saw the courage upon him. He said he's not leaving his community, and he didn't run out of the community. He has been here from the onset till this day. Like as I said before, this is his house. And the other one over there, including that of his cousins and brothers, relatives, all here. If you could remember, this house was in order as at how many years ago, sir?
7 years ago, it was okay.
As at 7 years ago. So you see that, take your view back to 7 years ago, you see that this house was one of the best as at 7 years ago. But situations and the security challenges in the land brought this upon them in the community. He has been there. And I've gone to various compounds to...
First of all, because I don't want to strictly analyze this, maybe I will have to make a live broadcast to analyze it, to debunk whatever nonsense they are saying here. 7 years ago, ESN was not yet formed. 7 years ago. So I don't know how they abandoned building 7 years ago just because of ESN they are talking about, when ESN was not yet formed 7 years ago. So I will have my time to analyze these things. I'm telling you, God willingly, I will have my time to analyze them. Let's continue.
Ask very few questions. And I did like him to tell you just 1 or 2 points on what happened. Good afternoon, sir. Please, can you tell us your name?
Okay, good afternoon. My name is John Kinsley.
Okay, John Kinsley.
My name is John Kinsley. Odisakwe.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually,
are you from this community?
Of course, I'm from Mami Bebenata.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, how come your house were burnt? Just stand one place, let the camera get. What happened that your houses were burnt down? And I'd like to know.
Yeah, what happened is that the house was actually burnt by IPOB terrorists.
Did you hear him? That the house was actually burnt by the IPOB terrorists. And he said he's from where? He's from Osun. This is a known saboteur that has been used by the zoo government and the state government to sabotage the freedom of his own people. Facing the camera to call IPOB IPOB terrorists, which even he himself is involved, is included as an indigenous person of Biafra, unless Mobundi Fulani Mutana Igbo. Unless Moso Nandi Fulani Mutana Igbo. Nasu Igbo. You know? How do you say that? But this is not even the case. Let's continue.
Because of the activities they are conducting in this community.
Okay.
So there was a friend, a brother of mine. I think the founder, the man who brought this rubbish also. You know, when he took the event took him time to, because at that point he was acting like a issue, like doing sort of things for youth, like kind of trying to become a leader.
Okay.
So in the long run, that thing turned to a different thing. I don't know how the emergency between here and the Carlo. So when they gave order 2021, started.
Did you hear that? Did you hear him mention Nnamdi Kanu? When they gave order in 2021, let me take it back a little bit. Pay attention, please.
How the emergency between here and the Carlo. So when they gave order 2021, started killing people.
This is my problem. And this is what the zoo federal government wanted him to say. And they captured it on camera. They posted it. He said that man and the Nnamdi Kanu, when they gave order in 2021, they started unaliving people. This is exactly what the zoo wanted him to say. I won't continue playing the video because of time, but when I have time for them to go live, I am packaging a lot of things. Pay attention, my people, as we move. Thank you. To Salo Numozia and make it go viral.